What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and this is it. Leaked pictures of the very first iPhone 7 in fully assembled form. So these pictures actually confirm several new things. There's one thing in particular that just got me excited because it is absolutely the future and nobody else is doing it right now. But first off, these pictures basically depict the new gloss black piano black color. It looks fantastic. It's like Darth Vader's very personal iPhone. Now there is a light blue version that got leaked as well. There's still a chance, I guess, that we might see something like that tomorrow, but what's more likely is there will be a piano black and a matte black option. Anyways, looks fantastic. It also confirms a couple other things. The SIM card tray, also pictured, has a rubber seal around it. So that IPX7 water resistance rating is absolutely going to happen on both iPhone 7 models. Also, the flash unit on the back of this iPhone 7 does look different. That's because it has the new 4 LED setup, which is going to make for a much brighter flash and more effective True Tone. We can tell that this is the real deal because the camera has all the little details that the iPhone 7 would inside. I mean, I think it looks great. We only have under 24 hours till we find out what's real and what's not. Next up, a Vietnamese tech website claims to have used the iPhone 7 in person, and they're confirming several things. So first off, the matte black color option is real. The Apple logo is going to be completely matte, not shiny like this. It will remain shiny on the other colors, just not on the black one. And here's the detail that gets me very excited. That 4K camera is going to be capable of 60 frames per second video capture. They also claim that the volume buttons will no longer have that concave dip inside. Instead, it will be flush and the volume buttons will just sit on the exterior body. This is probably in an attempt to make it more water resistant. That's just another area that water can get into the phone. Also, the home button, the 3D Touch home button, is happening. It's going to be virtual. It's not going to have an actual click, but thanks to the haptic engine, it's going to feel like it, just like Force Touch on MacBooks. And the real Geekbench numbers have leaked for the iPhone 7 Plus. This is what we're looking at, about a 35% increase over last year's model. So if we actually take a look back at every Geekbench results from every iPhone that I did, these numbers are absolutely beastly for the single core score in particular. So the single core score is what's going to matter when you're launching applications, system animations, just using the phone as you would every day. And wow, I don't even think I've seen numbers higher than this on a consumer smartphone today. This is going to blow so many phones away, and I cannot wait to test it against the Samsung Galaxy S7 and even Note 7. And what broke news the other day is that Apple will be boosting production of the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus by 10%. Suppliers have received higher numbers for the orders, and this is probably because with all of the news and rumors about the iPhone 7, it's being accepted very well. Everyone's got a good attitude about it, not to mention the Samsung Galaxy Note 7's failure. Right now is a really great shot for Apple to begin selling the iPhone 7 Plus in wake of the Note 7's failure. People are going to be wary of buying it now, not to mention you got to be walking around with one of these in your pocket. So yeah, the Galaxy Note 7's failure is going to be a huge success for the iPhone 7 Plus, and that's why Apple is boosting orders. So there it is, guys. I will see you tomorrow for the main event. Hopefully Apple will be releasing the MacBook Pros. That is just my #1 wish right now. It's been way too long. But in any case, the Apple Watch 2, the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, and iOS 10. Get your wallets ready, guys. Peace. Everything Apple Pro here, and unfortunately, this is going to be the last iPhone 7 update. I know you guys love them so much, and this is it. I'm wrapping it up because it's going to be here in like 2 or 3 days. So guys, I'm so excited. The event's going to introduce the new iPhones, new Apple Watch, iOS 10, possibly some other goodies in there as well. But yeah, there's a few little details that have leaked, actually some pretty important ones. Basically, the entire details of the iPhone 7 have leaked. We know about the new AirPods, the EarPods. We know about the actual specs, the gigahertz of the iPhone. A lot of these cool new features that are going to be exclusive to the iPhone 7 have leaked. So let's go ahead and get into that and share the last iPhone 7 update with you before release. It is really hot in here. I'm going to take this off. I actually just wanted to show this in the video because I'm borrowing my friend's sweater. Probably going to keep it, not going to give it back to him. Seriously, this thing is amazing. Anyways, so the very first feature we've learned about the iPhone 7, I think this is going to be a real game changer. Apple is going to announce that out of the box, the iPhone 7 will include fire resistance. All right, I promise. Let's get back on track. So, first things first, Ming-Chi Kao. This guy has actually disappeared from the scene until now, so he's back with new details about the iPhone 7, confirming a whole bunch of things and actually adding to a lot of rumors. So there's going to be some nice, exciting features he's sharing about the iPhone 7. And man, I pronounced his name wrong again. It's Ming-Chi Ko. All right, so Very first thing he's saying about the iPhone 7 is yes, it will have that design that we've seen everywhere. The camera bulge, the lack of antenna bands, get used to it. The headphone jack is going to be gone. As for actual performance, he's given us numbers. The Apple A10 chip is going to be using a new fan-out process in order to become thinner and get more performance. And an actual gigahertz speed was included, up to 2.4 gigahertz speed on the Apple A10 chip. Guys, that's actually pretty damn impressive. So up until now, I actually made this little chart to let you guys know the growth of the iPhone. There's been growth in like 64 bits, in multi-cores, but as for actual gigahertz jumps, this is going to be the biggest gigahertz jump ever from an older iPhone to a new one. So look at this. From the original iPhone, there was no change to the second, and so on. Now we're going to be seeing a 550 megahertz increase from the 6S to the 7. That is massive. So it may not be like a huge change in actual usability, but just in number-wise, I'm letting you guys know. So I think a big selling point of the iPhone 7 is going to be the speed. And he does confirm that the iPhone 7 Plus will be receiving the exclusive 3 gigabytes of RAM. Storage, he did confirm, will start at 32, 16 gigabytes is gone, 128 and 256 gigabytes. Not just one, but 2 new colors. Ming Chi Kao is confirming this, and I think that is amazing. Great news for anyone looking to upgrade, to get a change in the look. And 2 colors being dark black and piano black. So dark black will actually be replacing space gray. I think it's sad to see it go. Would have liked to see these two added on, but hey, this is going to be a sexy color. Now, besides this, the other color is piano black. That's that glossy black color I talked about in my last update video. So all the rumors are starting to make sense. They're combining. We're going to see 2 new colors on the iPhone 7. That is awesome. And this leak was also confirmed last week by that image of the SIM card trays. So it's all coming together nicely now. He did also confirm that all of the new screen technology from the iPad Pro will be migrating to the iPhone 7. So we will be seeing new display improvements, just not in the resolution side. We're going to be seeing the new True Tone display feature, which will put new sensors on the top of the display, and it'll act as a better night shift. Basically, your surrounding ambience is what's going to dictate the color temperature of your display instead of the current time and the time zone you're in. Also, the new display will support P3 color gamuts, available on the iMac, on the iPad Pro, and now on the iPhone. You're going to be able to see the colors of that fantastic camera better on that display. The cameras are to remain at 12 megapixels. He did also confirm that the 7 Plus will have optical zoom, so that's great news. And by his words, he said it will have light field camera applications. So we're getting closer to where a DSLR will really be in your pocket. Maybe it'll have a lot of features, more depth of field with the camera, who knows. But it will be getting closer to a DSLR. For as long as I've been making videos, people have always been saying this iPhone is almost DSLR-like quality. So that's nothing new to me, and especially with this. But who knows, maybe this year it'll actually mean something. Even the flash unit on the back of the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus is getting reimagined. So it's going to have 4 LEDs now versus 2 for cooler and 2 for warmer, better True Tone flash. So you'll be able to see further in the dark, better low light capability for taking pictures, all around great updates to the camera. And moving away from KGI, there have been 2 separate leaks of the packaging for the iPhone 7 Plus. On both of these, there are differences, and the differences being one comes bundled with Lightning EarPods, the other comes with Lightning AirPods. So those little wireless ones we've seen that are going to get lost in like 2 hours, Samsung already has their own version, so it's only fair that the iPhone 7 is going to get its own. And it seems like it's going to be a package you can select on the ordering site. So you're going to be able to get different packaging for the iPhone depending on which option you check. So AirPods, the wireless ones with Bluetooth, or EarPods, the ones that are wired, and you're actually going to get an adapter in the box, confirmed by this packaging. This one actually kind of surprised me. I was not expecting this. So on the bottom of the models for the 7 and 7 Plus, we've been seeing those dual speaker setups. However, one of them is not a dual speaker, so it's still going to have one speaker. It'll be a mono speaker iPhone. The other slot is purely for aesthetic purposes. KGI, again, back to Ming Chi Kao, he's saying that one of these is going to house a improved Force Touch controller. So it's going to be an entire sensor in that spot to improve 3D touch on the display. So possibly we're going to be seeing some sort of second generation 3D touch. But either way, that was a little bit surprising to me. So the speaker, it will not have 2 speakers, just one. However, he did confirm that they are improving the output of the current speaker with a new amplifier in the circuitry somewhere. So we're going to be seeing better audio, just not through dual speakers. So in earlier videos, I did talk a lot about the proximity sensor on the front of the new iPhone 7. Now Ming Chi Kao is confirming that this new sensor is getting an upgrade from LCD tech to laser tech. So it'll have faster response time, and it'll be able to recognize further away like gestures. He's saying there could be some sort of hand gestures that'll come with it that Apple will implement into iOS 10 for the iPhone 7. Either way, kind of exciting. So
So a new proximity sensor, and this still might be elongated. This piece, the earpiece, might be a little bit longer to house those sensors. We don't know for sure yet. Waterproofing, this is the one I was excited about to hear confirmed from this guy. IPX7 rating. So it's not quite at Samsung's level, but it will help you get a meter underwater with your iPhone without any damage for up to 30 minutes. Now, not saying you should do that, but basically by spec, that's what you can do. It's basically matching the Apple Watch rating. So if you guys remember, I tested this thing. We dropped it down to 10 feet for 30 minutes. I think it was 30 minutes, and it survived. I mean, it was doing great. And I'm always surprised that the Apple Watch has such a weak rating, but it holds up against water very, very well. So to see that on an iPhone, oh, I'll test it, all right, but that's a good rating to have. Now, the X in that rating basically stands for no dust resistance. So it's not going to have dust resistance, but water resistance will be there. So DigiTimes is relaying a report that the iris scanner, which was rumored to happen in 2018 on that iPhone, will actually be happening sooner in 2017 with next year's iPhone. The huge redesign will have the iris scanner with it. I think Apple's logic behind that is like, why wait if the tech is here? It's already available in the Note 7. And it's here. Just put it in the iPhone next year with the major redesign. And not directly iPhone 7 related, but the Apple Watch is getting announced in just 2 days as well. And leaked components showed up from the Apple Watch 2 showing a bigger battery. 35% increase in battery life, a thinner display to actually make it fit in the housing. We're probably going to be seeing the same housing thickness, so it's not going to get any thinner, but it will have better battery life. Other features confirmed are barometer, better water resistance, and a GPS sensor built in, not cellular like earlier rumored. But guys, there it is, the iPhone 7, 2 days. I just wanted to fill you guys in on the whole keynote before Apple even announces it. But if they manage to surprise me with anything, that'll be awesome, because I think we pretty much know everything there is to know already. And I'm actually going to be making a video after the event to talk about things that we got right and wrong. So the point of all of these videos, all the rumors and leaks, how much of it was true and how much of it was just fluff, stuff that didn't come true. I'm kind of curious myself, so I'll be sure to do that. But I hope you guys got informed. Sorry for spoiling the keynote for you. I'll see you guys in a couple days.
Should I upgrade to the iPhone 7 if I already have the 6S? It's a perfectly working phone. What reason do I have to upgrade? That's the #1 question I'm getting right now. So I decided to put together a video showing you the 12 biggest things the iPhone 7 has going for it and 12 reasons you might want to upgrade. Now take note, none of these are life or death. They're just things that are nice to have. So keep that in mind while watching this video. Now let's start off with the look. So it's not a full redesign like Apple usually did every 2 years. Now it's a 3-year cycle. There are several refinements that make it nice. People are going to tell it's the new iPhone, just not from a distance. So first off, the antenna bands are a lot cleaner. It's definitely a look that takes some getting used to, but once you do get used to it, it's nice. It's a step forward. Instead of having antenna bands just all over the back of the phone, now they just wrap around the edge, and I gotta say, I do like it. Now this accompanied with the new camera bulge. It's certainly a different style. Now I like it. I've heard so many mixed opinions on this, so really it's up to you, but I think it's a great step forward for the camera. The camera sensor itself is bigger, so Apple had to find a way to disguise it and melt it into the body, hence that change. Next up is the new color. This is going to be huge. This is the first time we're ever going to see a completely slate black iPhone. It's supposed to be called gloss black, space black, something like that. But I got to tell you, it will be one of the sexiest iPhones to date. So the gloss black color, which will be exclusive to the new iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. There will be major improvements to the camera. Some even say there's a rumor going around we might be able to change the camera settings from within the app itself, but not likely. Apple doesn't like to take huge risks like that. But anyway, so the camera is going to see some major improvements in low light photography, thanks to the larger sensor itself and larger aperture. So that and optical image stabilization on the standard 4.7-inch model. Now the larger iPhone 7 Plus is going to see 12 megapixel cameras, just 2 of them to get better quality. Yes, Apple is getting rid of the headphone jack. In its place, we're going to be seeing a second speaker on both models. So that means we're going to get a lot better sound. It won't be quite your Bluetooth speaker, but you'll certainly hear it more in a crowded room. Unfortunately, a higher screen resolution isn't going to be happening, but there will be other improvements to the display. So the color gamut is going to be upgraded to a P3 spec, and we are going to be seeing a new True Tone display on the iPhone for the first time. So this was originally introduced on the iPad Pro 9.7. It's basically night shift, but calibrated to your current environment, not by time. If you guys need cutting edge and fast, the new iPhone 7 and 7 Plus support the latest standard 450 megabit download speeds over LTE. Now, don't ask me how I got it, but I got my hands on this actual sensor right here in the prototype. And yeah, it's actually Intel's very own creation. So Apple was partnered with them. It's going to be very fast. For the very same price as a 16GB 6S, you'll be able to get a higher base storage 32GB iPhone 7 for the very same price. Also, the max storage will be upped to 256GB to match the latest iPad Pro. Apple has heard your prayers and they are making the battery bigger on the 7. Now, it's not a massive upgrade, but certainly better than downsizing like the 6S did. So a 1960 mAh capacity on the 7 and 2910 on the iPhone 7 Plus. Next up is a 3D Touch home button. So this one will have a lot of additional features that will come with it software-wise, but it'll just be a virtual home button. No more physical clicks, which will help with the water resistance, which I'll get to in a second. But next up is power, raw power. With the Apple A10 chip, we're going to be seeing a huge improvement, and with the iPhone 7 Plus, we're getting 3GB of RAM as well. So this thing is going to be a powerhouse. If it outdoes the Note 7 right now, I mean the Snapdragon version, imagine the specs on the iPhone 7 Plus. That's just going to be mind-blowing. And with Apple's optimization, it should be very efficient as well. Now, the nanometer construction is still going to stay at 16 nanometers, still going to be a huge upgrade over the A9. Now, this is the one I'm personally most excited about. We don't know if it's going to be exclusive to the 7 Plus or the 7, but it should happen on one or both of these devices. Imagine never needing a waterproof case again whenever you go to the pool or the beach. I mean, not saying you should use it like that, but you certainly will be able to. And another big one I'm excited for, the exclusive features that will of course come to the iPhone 7. When the 6S and 6S Plus dropped, it had 3D Touch. With 3D Touch, you can do so much more, and Apple made them all exclusive to this device. So with the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, there will be so many little things, little secrets that we'll be able to discover in the software that will be exclusive to those devices. And I'll be sure to share all of those with you. And wrapping this up, I just want to say going from the 6S to 7 isn't as justifiable as going from the 7 to 7 Plus. So while it will be quite a big upgrade, it's just smaller things. They're not huge. And of course, we know this with Apple. They like to upgrade and take their time on these little things. But we'll have to see. Just a few more days to go, guys. I am so excited. So stay tuned for everything that'll come with the release. Have a great day, guys. Stay tuned. Peace.